What's up? My name is Michael Sorrentino, and today I'm going to be going over my favorite part of my song Rut, and exactly how I did it. Here's what it sounds like. Okay, so that's what it sounds like. So the main elements that really make this part are the background, like production stuff. If you take a look at the track names, you can clearly see where I got some inspiration from. No shame. So if you zoom in here, we can really get a good look at how I did this. So first things first, let's just hear the main drums. Real simple, but needs some work. First thing that we added was this track here, and this is just a bounce of the drums at first. So I'm going to disable all the plugins so we can hear what it was when I bounced it. And you can hear it's just the kick and snare. And how I did that is just go into the MIDI roll and just select the kick and snares. And then you would bounce in place. And that's what you end up with. First thing I did was throw some reverb onto the track with the Space Designer, and it's the drum plate preset. How that sounds on its own. So that's doing a lot of heavy lifting there. Then I added some EQ, and it's pretty much just taking out low end, bumping up a little bit of the kick main area. Next thing, I added a compressor. That's doing a bunch. Another EQ to even it out some. Next, I added some distortion to make it a little crunchier to cut through the mix better. And then last thing I did was actually bring in the stereo image some. So I used the direction mixer and brought it in just a hair, so it's not as so wide. Okay, so both of those put together sound like this. So with the Space Designer, it's already offsetting by 382 milliseconds, because when I was doing it, it's originally 0, so it was just right on time, but this ended up being an accident, and I really liked how it sounded. It just felt right, so I kept it. I heard that, I was like, ooh, okay, that's staying in. So next, bounced this track and made it its own thing. I cut up just the snares, and then I offset it even more. It sounds like this. Snares. Then did something similar with the kick. Put the kick on the 2, snare on the 3. And what I did, just more EQ, more compression for the kick. You can see more low end taken out. Some of the click on the kick taken out. More compression. And then I took out a resonance here as well. Kind of brought up some of the air. Brought up some of the beef without. So you can hear taking out, compressing, adding some stuff back in. All right, with all these elements put together, this is what it sounds like. On its own, I think it sounds pretty great. And this last bit that I threw in here was just an extra big snare for that first snare. So it really pops. This is what it sounds like. Just huge, over-the-top snare. And I bounced one of these snares and just threw the Valhalla Supermassive on there with the dirty snare. Then I EQ'd this frequency here to help it ring out even more to cut through the mix. So here's what it sounds like dry. Dry-ish, you know what I mean? Then with the Valhalla, just huge. And then if I add in that EQ, here's before. With. So that's what really made it resonate, and all together, it all sounds like this. If you ask me, that sounds pretty sick. So in the context of the mix, this is what it sounds like all together. Without all of these effects in the mix, it sounds fine, but it sounds boring. So let's take the effects out and you'll hear what I mean. Like, it sounds fine, but the added production definitely makes this part bump. And then one other element that I threw in to the second half of this is just a little bit of a little scratchy. And that and what that is, it's actually a patch from this Arturia Mini Freak. I don't remember what patch it is, so good luck finding it. Alright, so that's going to do it for this video. If you like what you saw, I would love to hear from you. Or if you want to go more in depth on like guitar tones and other elements in my songs, let me know. Make sure you check out my music on Spotify, Apple Music, and all that. I've got a link in the bio. Thanks for watching.